my closet before we are going to be doing the IKEA Pax system. So it's angled up top, which means that we are going to have to adjust it and cut it to size because I believe this is 76 and it comes 79 tall. I did already design everything for this side. My closet is really long. It's not very wide. So what I did was I did the IKEA Pax wardrobe here. So now I just really have to clean up. I've actually cleaned up a little bit. I never had anything on this side. It's always been here. And then we are going to be taking like the molding off just so that it's like flush to the wall. And then of course like these brackets and like just all these shelves and everything. So gotta demo that and kind of clean up this huge mess I have. So much better already. Cut the wall off with a little elbow grease, and now I want to take off the baseboards. Last one. Alright, all done, and now it's time for demo tomorrow. Okay, it's demo day number 2, and we are back to take this part out of the closet. I have a lot more of the pack system in right now, so I will be able to at least put some of it up. There's so many shelves and so many drawers back ordered, but I'll be able to hang stuff, so I want to get it done. Let's go. Alright you guys, what I'm doing right here is I am measuring in 3 different areas of my wall because it is uneven, and I'm taking my shortest measurement and I'm going to cut the sideboards to size. These IKEA boxes were going to be the end of me, but I did eventually figure it out. So now I'm going to start cutting. Disclaimer, you guys, I by no means am I a professional, so please follow a professional. I'm just showing you what I did. Okay, so I definitely suggest you use a better table than the one I did and you use a track with your table saw. But regardless, what I'm doing now is I'm going to measure the height that I want to cut this at. I think I did like 75.5. And I'm measuring in 3 different areas, but I do end up putting like a little bit of painter's tape on it so that I get a smoother edge. So I had to remeasure on top of the tape that you're going to see on there before I cut. And then I just did a straight line on the tape so that I could follow that, which was very hard. That's why I'm saying that you should probably have a track when you're cutting because everything was crooked. I did an awful job, but it did the job, so I figured it out. Okay, so I'm literally like in my pajama because it is late at night and we already put the kids to bed, but I am going to try to put this one together and see how bad of a job I actually did, but I know I'll make it work somehow. So let's just get started. Okay, so since the board in the back also had to be shorter because of the fact that we shortened it, all I did was take pretty heavy duty scissors. I'm sure just like any like strong scissors will cut this. And I just cut it, and it doesn't matter because you can't actually see it because of this little board that goes in the back. And then I just marked with a line and a ruler where I needed to put in my little nails. And that's it, pretty simple. All right, so if your closet is narrow like mine, you're going to have to maneuver around. Just make sure that you map out how you're going to put your pieces together and that you can still lift them up, because we did end up having to do our last piece standing up. So definitely needed 2 people for this one for sure, so that we could balance one of the boards while the other one was putting it together. But it did end up working out much better this way. All right, so to explain to you guys a little bit on what we did here, basically when I cut these, I cut them the wrong way, so learn from me. I cut the top here, let's say, down to the size of my closet. I just cut, you know, this shorter, and then I cut this one, but I didn't flip it around because I thought this line was actually in the middle and that there was no left and right. So I cut it at the bottom. So ridiculous, but somehow my husband figured out and made it work for us. Make sure that you cut the left side to size and the right side to size and flip them around because they do come right side up, or at least mine did. Okay, so this is a little bit of an overlook as to how it looks right now. So I have, it's kind of narrow in here. So I have 139 here, and then, no, I'm sorry. I have 129 inch wide here, 39, 19, and then another 39. And then I do have quite a bit of space here. So once I finish like the wall and everything, I'm going to put another rod and maybe hang like my robes or something that's not like super aesthetically pleasing. So that way it's just out of the way. And on this wall, I still have to fix this and do the mudding and sanding and texturing and painting. And then I'm going to be putting floating shelves, the lac ones from IKEA here, so that there'll be enough walking room. It won't feel like super claustrophobic, but it'll be nice and pretty to look at since all my shoes will go there. I'll show you guys over here. So this is where the 39 is, 19, another 39, and the 29. I was gonna have my husband do this because it looks super complicated, and then I realized it's literally like 3 little screws. So it's not so far. So now I'm gonna put all the drawers in. 3 more here, and then I am missing all the drawers for the other 39. And I have 4 for that one too. I love that soft close. Yes, we did all the drawers, and up here goes one of those like sliding shelves and then a glass one. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm going to put the pull-out shelf that has all my jewelry organizers on it, and then on top of that the clear top shelf. And I'm basically just going to base it off of these over here because I don't have the shelves here yet. They're out of stock and they've been out of stock. So I'm just going to base it off of these because I have the same amount coming. So I'll base it off of these, I'll put the hinges in, and then I'll put the shelf up. Place. Oh, I love that soft close. Okay, we are done with that. We put 6 of them in, and now I'm going to grab the shelf. The shelf is actually quite heavy because it is a 39 with glass. But now let's put this glass one on this side. This is good, and now we're going to put 2 shelves up. And there. So something I absolutely have to do is I have to cover these holes. They are driving me nuts. I really don't like them. So I got like a bazillion of these, which are from IKEA. They're Varieta. I don't know. I feel like I read everything in Spanish, even though it's in Swedish. But regardless, I got a bunch of these. It comes 100 to a pack, but obviously I have a ton of holes, and I don't want to be able to see them from any angle. So I'm just going to start putting these in. I did read like from an article on how to put them in. So they just said like keep them on the track instead of individually like separating them. And then you just like push them in with something like blunt at the end. This is like super old, but whatever. And it takes so much less time. So this is a shot of the before, and then I'll show you guys afterwards. Totally worth it. I think they're like $2. It's not that much. All right, guys, here is the after. I think it makes a huge difference. I mean, it looks completely seamless now as opposed to that. I mean, so much better. Okay, so there used to be a bookcase here that I was going to use for like my shoes and my handbags, but unfortunately The Pax wardrobe system and the bookcase were just leaving me with 2 feet in between to walk through, and it was way too tight. So I'm going to put the LAC IKEA shelves in here, and they're only going to go to about here so that it doesn't feel so tight or look so tight. And then I have a little extra space, but that means I wasn't gonna repair the drywall or repaint, which I know I should, but I wasn't going to because you weren't gonna see it, and now you are gonna see it, so I'm repairing it. Basically, I am just using my 15-in-1 tool. I am going to be scraping off any caulking that's left on, any of the peeling off paint, etc. I watched the Kilted Guy, I think it's called. I'll put it down below on how to do the drywall. It is my first time, so here's hoping. All right, so I'm gonna be covering the floor in plastic cover. The dreaded day has come. I have not really been wanting to do this, but I have to put the mud on this to repair the drywall. I did learn it from that guy online, so again, I'll link him, but all right, so anyway, so I have my 12-inch knife, and then I have my little tray, as well as my fast set 20. And I'm pretty sure anybody who knows how to do drywall, which is not me, is probably like, oh, that's such a bad idea, because I'm gonna have to apply it super fast. But I mean, this was what he suggested, so I think we'll just give it a shot, and I'll go little by little, and hopefully it'll work. Consistency is right. It doesn't look very like runny to me. Like it just moves a tiny little bit, so I guess, I mean, it like feels like mud. You guys, here we go. It doesn't matter at this point. Okay, so what I am doing now is I'm going to paint. I am just putting the tape around so that I can get some good edges. I did already finish texturing. I messed up a little bit. I mean, it's my first time. I textured, I sanded, I did everything off camera because I didn't want my lens to get like super dirty. But at least it looks smooth, so hopefully the paint will help because it is not the best job. The texture was a lot bigger than I thought, so I went through a couple cans and it's not exactly the same. But here's to hoping, so I'm just going to finish taping now. All right, I am going to start here, because there's going to be shoes covering this wall. So that way, since I don't know what I'm doing, if I mess it up, it won't matter. So I did end up doing 2 coats. Once that dried, we were ready to put up the shelves from IKEA. They're called LAC, and we are using those for my shoes and some purses. We have concrete walls, so we had to do all these things, but we basically use like drywall anchors and then screws. And I pretty much did 5 shelves. It did end up looking really good, and it was easy once we got the right materials to put the screws in the wall. But it turned out really nice. All right, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here because I am going to be uploading a video of a full closet tour. If I added it to this one, this video would be a million years long. But you guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you know when that video is out. And I will see you in my next one.